stuff I made you check. What messed it all up. Now we're streaming.
Hang on, yeah, I don't know, dude. Like the hotkeys just randomly don't work sometimes. I don't know why.
Mm. All right, so that just happened.
Don't make me eat these crackers on camera.
I was giving you
Guys,
some
well-
background intro music. What?
For reals this time, welcome to the Preternatural After Show. So the last thing I said to you before we took our break was that I was really happy with myself because you guys said that you felt demoralized. And
Yeah, insurmountable odds, man. I was just like, I'm just gonna burn this whole farm down and everyone in it.
It was
hey
very
man,
tough
when you have to you know, I got to create something new for you every week, and then I end up doing like 2 or 3 hours of research on Vietnam so that I can add some flavor to the stream, right? Because I mean, when's the last time I studied Vietnam? So when I read something like, oh, like the whole point was to demoralize the South Vietnamese army and the U.S. forces, and they come up with these traps and they work exactly like that in the game. It makes me both proud of myself as a GM and proud of the system that's able to handle it, and like, you know, it turned into a reflection of real life, which was wonderful for me. So
It also has a backfiring effect. I was about to just kill everyone. I was just like, you know what? Grandma's dead. The niece is dead. The dog is dead. And then I'm going to burn the farm. Make the call. Napalm.
Well, I mean, you could have, but like, I did take that moment to clarify. It's like, what's the point of that? You guys never, because you guys fell into the traps, you guys never found the entrances to the tunnels. So he was, the ghost was turning the farm into Vietnam for you guys.
Yeah.
Because he was a South Vietnamese soldier who had to go through all that crap, and he was like reliving it and stuff. Yeah.
And now it makes more sense to me. Where I'm like, you know, I was thinking it was pretty overboard to just drop napalm on the whole area, but when you keep falling in traps, it's like, all right, that's it. I'm just gonna call in a strike. Screw this whole place. Screw everyone here. I don't care. Civilians and all, man. This is just. I'm sick of this crap.
That wouldn't have destroyed the incense burner, you know,
dude.
You would have to turn down Bon.
A little salt.
But you guys never asked her name, but that was Loan who was helping you, and Ba is Vietnamese for grandma.
Okay.
So yeah, I had the whole story. So like I know you guys are like demoralized, like the whole episode sucks, but you guys.
I was gonna call in a nuke
worked.
strike.
That was the whole point, right? Is to keep screwing us with traps.
The point, and you guys had him down. He was out of destiny points. That's why you were able to kill him in the last scene. But also, you guys took the worst possible route in investigation. If you had gone to the greenhouse first, you would have gotten +3 for all the traps, not just some of them.
No.
If you guys missed some investigations where you were like, it would have gave you a bonus.
Well, I was at -4.
To help Ba get you to the conclusion earlier. There was like, it could have gone in a lot of different ways. It went the worst possible way for you guys. You guys,
it was
like you met all. Yeah, it was what. I mean, yeah, you could have just picked one at random, but each location had its own different thing, and then like you met all the attack conditions, so that's why he kept attacking you. If you guys had just gone, I was just like, I'm gonna put them in this order, and if they go in this order, it's gonna be super easy. But you guys, we're gonna start at this. location, and I was just like, okay.
Hey, I'm just making it easier for you. You read
No,
off
we
the
said we're
location,
gonna.
so I was like, it'd be easier just to go from top to bottom.
Yeah. He said you're gonna go down or just go up the list, and I was just like, oh, okay. Which was bad. You should have started backwards. But I mean, you should have started at the greenhouse. It was in the middle.
Could have
You know
been
what I mean?
good. You never know. It was random.
Well, it's not like we
So
had a
sometimes,
map in front
just
of
like
us or anything.
just like rolling a dice.
I tried. I streamed for 6 hours yesterday, working on those minis to get that stuff up, man. Like I woke up exhausted. I'm
Yeah,
still.
I also woke up exhausted, but for different reasons. I kept
Yeah.
waking up and not being able to go back to sleep for 2 hours at a time.
Well, I
So,
mean, you saw the minis. All in all, 11 minis in 6 hours isn't that bad.
yeah, I helped create them, like shoulder
You
pad
did.
rolled up sleeve guy and
Oh, I
skateboarder
forgot to roll
kit.
up his sleeves. I'm sorry. I'll
Yeah,
make it
because
up
he's
for it.
supposed to be the '80s with the giant shoulder pads and the rolled up sleeves.
Yeah. I ended up putting them in corduroy. But you went off stream and I forgot.
Yeah, I had to, man. I had to go to bed early because I know for the whole past like month, man. Okay, not that long. It's been like 3 weeks at this point that I've been waking up repeatedly throughout the night. But whatever, man. I'm just like,
Yeah.
I'm tired. I don't want to be here. I don't want to be doing anything. I want to go to sleep, but I wouldn't be able to go to sleep right now, anyways. So might as well watch Gintama. So I'll see you guys later. I'm gonna go watch Gintama.
Well, you guys are going through a variety of episodes on a compared to other episodes. How would you rate that one?
What do you
I
mean?
have no basis for
as in difficulty, or
Would you say it was better than most episodes, worse than most episodes,
of
just
the
around the middle?
of the episodes that we have played, or of the episodes of the show? Because
Of the episodes that we've played, you
Ah.
haven't seen the show.
yeah, I know I would have no basis for comparison.
it was hard.
It was,
End of comment.
actually, it's been a steady increase in difficulty throughout the entirety of it, which makes me wonder if we've been missing out on getting points at the end of each round, like skill points.
I was thinking of giving you less points.
No.
Yeah, because I'm like, they've been steadily
I
increasing.
was like, you guys are
difficulty.
too powerful.
The last one, the last one I was taking captive, but my strategy is off because I've been so damn tired lately. And but on top of that, man, the DSs are getting higher, and I don't think we got skill points for the last couple of episodes, but I can't remember because my brain is not in.
You were right. And I corrected that. If you guys look at your sheets, you guys have like 6 points to spend. So
rock and roll, man. That would have helped for this.
A little bit, but on the plus side, you know that you guys are going to go through a variety of stuff. So maybe this will help you rethink where you put your points.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's just getting progressively more difficult.
Still, 6 points is an attribute point. So I don't know if you guys can up anything.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, but it is actually, I like that. About
as a matter of fact,
as far as attribute points go, man, it's a good tie together.
Yeah, it took us literally years to hit that balance. It used to be every 10 points with GM adjustments.
Man, I have not played Dungeons and Dragons in so long. I have not used that system in so long that I don't even remember.
No, this is our system. This is
this is what I'm talking about, though. Is I don't even remember what the heck it was to gain an attribute point.
I think you get an attribute point every 4 levels.
Every 4 levels.
Yeah.
And the experience points is like you got to get 1 million, then 10 million, then 20 million. It's when you're higher level. It's like you get 1 point, boom, you gained a level. 4
you're in the
points,
ballpark.
boom, you gained a level.
It's like 1,000 and
3,000
and 7,000 and 11,050. It is from levels from levels 1 to 20, and you get 4 attribute points. It's like your character never gains anything, right? You get more skills, more a bigger, wider variety of things to slow you down but you don't just improve the base character, which is what we're doing over here. Like improve your base character.
Well, yeah,
Forget
that's
about all that
something that
extra
I've
stuff.
always liked about the system, and why it's for me in the past has been so survivable, man. I mean, I know I've had characters die. I've had to use a luck point, and I've had to purchase another luck point to
Oh,
replace that
you know
luck
what?
point.
You've done really well. You've only lost characters in the games that were decided to just be absolutely brutal. Um, so that's not too bad.
Yeah, and it's like as far as I remember, my characters. I mean, I'd lose a luck point here and there, and think to myself, should I buy one now? Should I wait to buy another luck point and just put this in things that'll help me survive? And then later, when I can slowly save up, like I'll say, okay, for every role playing session, I'm going to save 2 points, and then in 5 sessions, after spending points normally, I'm going to buy myself another luck point, unless I see something particularly brutal coming up ahead, and we stop at the right point, and then I'm like, I'm gonna
Yeah,
spend points.
yeah. Well, I mean, points are just so much more organic because you don't always get better at everything. You get better at the things that you need to get better at. You improve tiny bit by tiny bit, which is just way more true to life than you gain a level. Suddenly, sir, now you are a powerhouse.
Yeah, and there's also one of the things that I like about it, just tooting horn on this, is like for example, if you look for, I'm not even sure, I'm pretty sure it's in the skill rope use. I know that I could grab that and without any actual points, without actually putting any ranks in it, I'm pretty sure that I could just have rope use, and it's probably like off memory or logic or something, rather than. So you guys are just fell in a pit. Does anybody have rope? I have rope. Does anybody have rope use? Oh, you're
Yeah,
stuck in the pit.
that always made me angry. It's like, oh, you're a fighter. You don't have rope use. You can't learn to do that. You didn't subclass into it. It just, that
I'm
little
gonna
nonsense like
I'm
that.
gonna start.
I did up your points right now. Um, I upped Dan's points. So you actually have 9 points to spend, Dan.
Cool.
Just
I'm gonna start burning destiny points to heal.
sure. Um, we might. I was thinking we might want to do some other
I'm not
in-game
even
stuff.
going to burn that. I'm going to. Sean and
Do you
Dan
want us
are
to
on a
wait for next game
hiatus.
to do it?
Yeah, dude. Consider this. Consider this. Sean and Dan have decided not to fight any monsters. It's like they call us, they say do stuff. We're like, screw you.
Well, you guys, look, you guys are in California. You can just go hang out for the beach for a while, and you can say that a little time passes.
Exactly.
Yeah, because me and Luke are at -4. We're not fighting anything.
Yeah.
We're done for
So
a
it's
while.
like we're taking a straight
also,
vacation
so
in game.
couple things, but I want to get through it. Before we get to all that, I I wanted to bring up today's topic, which is
Witches.
no, which is
Witches.
how do you feel about episodes like this in a campaign where you really go after players and try to oppress them and punish them? Like, what are your thoughts on the whole thing?
Depends
'Cause
on
I
what you're
did.
trying to do.
I did. Well, I was trying to put the fear of God back in you. And off screen, I have to do a lot of research into the supernatural. Because I'm a naturalist. This is not something that I normally look at, but I have written horror stories, and I have to do research to find stuff that you guys can research and that it like somehow exists in the world. I 11 episodes. I haven't made up a ghost yet. I haven't made up a ghost or a monster or anything like that. I do research. I use the Supernatural Wiki a lot.
Dude,
I use
unless
Wikipedia. I
I'm-
use a bunch of stuff to
unless
find
I'm-
monsters for you guys to fight.
unless I'm metagaming, my knowledge as a person as a player isn't going to help my character's knowledge, and
And it shouldn't.
he's new to this.
Sort of. you guys are actually pretty successful hunters at this point. But it's a dangerous world, right? So
Our legs at this current point say otherwise to successful hunter.
My legs, yeah, my legs.
well,
What are you gonna do
well,
about the legs?
luckily, the campaign takes place in the United States of America, and we know that United States of America has immigrants from all over the place. So you guys can look forward to monsters from all over the world. Um, and that's one of the things that the show didn't do too much. There was like 2 Japanese monsters in 15 seasons. There was like 1 or 2 Greek things like that they actually fought. There was mentions of other things. They talked about like basilisk teeth and other stuff like that. European dragons, like they were like in 1 or 2 episodes. You know what I mean? You guys don't want to fight dragons. That'd be the worst.
So next session, join us when we fight a dragon.
So don't worry about dragon, guys.
So next session, join us when we fight a dragon.
They're literally invincible. I wouldn't do that to you. Not this season. Wait, maybe season 2.
So we're gonna fight like a Japanese dragon.
No, but they didn't touch on all the other. Like there was one. Like I already threw in a Kukui and Chupacabras. There was like one guy, one monster from like South America. You know what I mean? So they stayed pretty local on the folklore, fairly local. But there is this thing where like
that's what you call good writing.
You're just mad. Is that a bite at me for this episode?
No, that's a bite at Supernatural for having good writing.
So you're saying they had good writing, but since I'm going off script, that's bad.
They had quite the opposite, sir. Quite the opposite.
Quite the opposite.
Yeah, when you don't do
Are you being sarcastic?
When you don't do research, or you only stick to one specific type of lore, but they were targeting audience, so they're going to go vampire, werewolf, all the Americanized stuff. They're not gonna branch out there because people are going to be like, what is that thing?
Well, so I'm sorry I missed the sarcasm, but the thing is, there were a budget show. They wanted to do other things, and I've read up on it, and the budget department said we can't do that.
There's also Evil Dead, man. When they did their show on Stars, man, that one.
I loved it.
Glitching.
I loved that. That was so amazing.
Demon. Did you see
that?
Really? I love what they did.
Watch Ash and the Evil Dead. It's so
good. Dude, it's so badass.
It was so badass.
The mouth and the eyes, actually the entire suit that they did,
it's only 3 seasons. Don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for you.
No, I'm just talking the one demon. Because they stuck to animatronics, man, which was a great
amazing
thing,
it looks so good.
They added CG, and a lot of people didn't like that CG about the demon that was all shifty and vibrating.
I loved it.
It looked amazing. Plus,
I thought
it was super low budget, man. Super low budget because of the glitch effect that they added to it. They just took the already there animatronic and just kind of scrambled it a little bit. It looked so amazing.
So what do you guys think about it?
I think we should do an Evil Dead campaign. I want to play Pablo.
you know what? I'm not even that against it, but it would be much worse than this.
Oh yeah. But nobody gets to play Ash.
No one gets to play Ash. No.
We get to play his next.
If you use a luck point, he appears. If you use a luck point, he appears. But
he helps you with one combat.
Yeah, he helps for one combat.
Ash would be there, but he'd be
Ash is so awesome, dude.
No, Ash would really. Be like, say if I was GMing this, I'd be like, so you get to be the chick and you get to be the dude. Pick your names. Fine, you're whatever. All right. So Ash tells you, all right, sunshine, get your butt over there and run distraction. And you, brown guy. You're brown.
It's so good. You should definitely watch it if you haven't watched it, Yuli. Ash and the Evil Dead. You've seen Evil Dead, Evil Dead 2, Army of Darkness. Oh yeah, it's they didn't ruin it.
Oh, dude, it was better. It was better than Army of Darkness, man. I mean, like if Army of Darkness never happened, I'd be way happier.
Yeah, Army of Darkness is easily the
Also,
weakest
if
one.
Evil Dead 2, the remake, never happened, I'd be way happier because that was like
I
the
liked it.
worst.
Liked it. I
The
liked it a lot.
remake was just. Ugh.
It was confusing because they had the summary of Evil Dead 1 in it, which
Well,
was weird.
the thing is, have you ever seen Into the Woods?
No, no, no.
I
Okay,
don't think
look it
so.
up on YouTube. It's still there.
No,
It's
I haven't.
horrible quality VHS. You'll notice when you watch Into the Woods that it is what was the original concept for Evil Dead 1. Then you watch Evil Dead 1, which is the original concept for Evil Dead 2.
I didn't know
Because
that. I'll definitely watch that then.
yeah, because Evil Dead 2 was like a remake of Evil Dead 1. It wasn't part 2. It was like let's just start over and do this again. He's not
Well,
with his
no, like
girlfriend now.
the first 15 minutes are a remake of Evil Dead 1, which is
Yeah,
really confusing. But if you don't know that, they don't tell you.
yeah, but in the remake of Evil Dead
I love Evil
2,
Dead 2. I love it.
no, Evil Dead 2 is fantastic, but the remake, the modern remake, like 2016
Oh, that was
version
garbage.
or whatever the hell
It
that
sucks
thing
because it had
was
such nice effects.
terrible.
It had such nice effects, and the actors undersold it.
Yeah, not only that, but
They're just like, oh, I'm slightly scared of this situation, which is like the worst thing I've ever seen.
I'm like,
You know what? Maybe I'll just run. I'm not that scared. I don't know. The actors just messed it up.
yeah, and they didn't really go with the whole remake of the remake of the remake of the remake.
Yeah, it's like, why aren't you screaming? Like, this is like the effects are so good, and the actors just, oh, I guess I'm scared. I'm not.
I wasn't.
I'm not really.
I didn't.
I don't. I don't know how to emote. I took a bunch of laudanum before I did the scene.
Yeah.
I did.
But with
They ruined it. The actors ruined it.
with Into the Woods and Evil Dead 2, Into the Woods, it's like the first 20 minutes of Evil Dead 1 is a remake of Into the Woods.
I
And
definitely gotta
then
watch that.
Evil Dead 2, the first 20 minutes is a remake of Evil Dead 1.
I definitely have
And
to
they
watch that.
swapped like his sister for his girlfriend. Because in Evil Dead 1, he went there with his sister. Then they go back to the cabin again like they've never been there. And this time it's his girlfriend.
Mhm.
We just chopped up our girlfriend's head with the shovel. Does that seem fine to you?
Yeah, it is actually my number one favorite horror movie.
And I
Evil
love
Dead.
the Bruce Campbell quote. This is before the Stars remake or expansion really happened, because this was like a true expansion.
Yeah, it was actually a sequential.
Yeah, and Bruce Campbell, before that series happened, somebody asked him in an interview, is like, would you ever want to play Ash again in any more Evil Dead? And Bruce Campbell said, if I ever had the opportunity to play that idiot Ash again, I would jump at it.
But what do you guys think? Let's go to you, Yuli. What do you think about really punishing your players, making them go through us?
I don't like to play extra hard video games, so I don't ever run extra hard campaigns. It's just my stilo.
That's fair enough.
I can actually, I could say two things on that, because I think I forget who I was talking to about it. When I was like 10, 11 years old, I beat Double Dragon 2 on the original or the on the Super Nintendo, or no, it was the original Nintendo, in fact. And then I got it on an emulator in my 20s, and I tried to play it, and I was like, what the hell was wrong with me as a kid? How did I beat this game?
You have to use only punches so you have enough points to get the jump kick by the time that you get to the ladder. So you
knee kick, man. And it was like, dude, it was.
If you don't do it just right, you won't have the spin kick by the time you get on top of the building before you get to the helicopter.
And you don't, and you got 3 lives with 3 lives per continue, and it's just like, dude, I tried to beat it, and I was like, okay. So luckily for me, on this emulator here, I've got a save state. I'm gonna try that, but saves. Redo.
That's the only way. That's the only way I beat Rock and Roll Racing. It was brutal.
Man, and I think it was you, Hector, that I might have been talking to you about it. Yeah, it was yesterday when we were on the stream, and then Donkey Kong, the original, you go up the platforms. Donkey Kong falls. Then the next level's got this little spring thing, and every like 3 levels, so same 3 levels over and over and over. They just get faster and faster and faster. And I was just like, man, video games are tough. They were about high scores back then, and if they actually had a story, they were brutal, man. And I loved them when I was a kid. I hated it. I would get frustrated. I would throw that little tiny square controller at the ground, and no damage was done because I was a kid. And the thing
No, it was
built
also
like a
super
tank.
tough. Those things
And
are
it
built
was
awesome.
built like a tank. You throw an Xbox controller, it just explodes.
Mhm.
Ask me how I know. Don't ask me how I know. No, but at the same time, it's like I love a good challenge, man. I love a good challenge, and this one was balanced well. As we were demoralized, man, there was still a way out. We were
Mhm.
still able to complete the thing by thinking about it and using the right moves. Even though we didn't do it the optimal way, we were still able to complete the mission, and still with like 5 minutes of now we've got to make up some BS
No,
here.
it was just great. It's enough time for the BM, which means boy melodrama.
The bowel movement.
That's the joke in the. You make the joke every time, but it's appropriate because that's the joke in the show. It's like it's time for a BM. It's like bowel movement. No, boy melodrama. So it's just gonna keep happening.
Still, but that's what I'm saying is even though it was brutal and demoralizing to the point to where I was just like, I'm going to set this whole farm on fire, kill everyone, and leave.
Well, look. Your
But we
characters are gonna
made
have
it. We
some.
made it through. We made it through because my character is not going to kill everyone. He may be a jerk, but he's not just an outright murderer.
Yeah.
You guys have some time. What was I on about?
Hard.
All right, then I'll go through something else because I got distracted. But what do you think about making your?
hard? You were on about
No.
hard mode.
So yeah, I am on about hard mode, but I'm gonna refund you a destiny point, Luke. And the reason is because you need to make your dog. So what do you think about making your dog right now that you have Yuli and me to help you? Because you are over half the season in, and you have those points just sitting there without anything to do. So we can run through and we can just help you make the dog. So open up a new sheet and stick it in the.
I already have one labeled dog. I already have one labeled dog, man. I
Right,
just
well,
like
rename it Biscuit and put it in the thing, and
it's
this
still
way
gonna be labeled dog. I'm just gonna rename the player name as Biscuit. The only
Sure.
reason I actually have not done this, man, is I've been working a lot on programming. And
No, I get you, but that's right. Let's do it right now, and that way, because part of this thing is we haven't done it in a while is to showcase the system when we haven't done that in a while, and this way you can show the different kind of things that that you can do with this game and build a true simulacrum of a dog where it's going to work like a dog and do all the dog things as opposed to another system where it's just like there's nothing special about this dog.
so what would be the total skill points of my buddy? Would be based on Sean's character.
Yeah, I think it's 75% of your points.
Yeah,
75% of Sean's.
Because
So
you went for the full 10-point friend, right?
Yeah, it was a 10-point friend. Let me just double check that. Friend 10, definite. All right, so 273.
That dog might have saved you this episode. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he probably would have died. He probably would have just gotten trapped.
He might have. So maybe it wasn't the best episode for him. But
273 divided. No, delete.
Times 0.75.
0.7. But my brain is not in the on position, man. So 204.75. So that's 204 points.
204-point dog. That is nothing to laugh at.
No, it is not. No, it is not.
I'm
Here, you know
You,
what? I'm gonna share.
you
I'm gonna
wanna you
share.
wanna
I'm gonna share this character
no
with both of you guys.
no that you should put it in the preternatural folder. If
Yeah.
you put it in the preternatural folder, everybody has access to it.
Oh, that's what I was.
I already have super smell and tail at the ready.
Okay, I was gonna say, do you want to open mutations and go through it
I was
with
trying to
Luke, or do you
find.
want
You said it was called Tooth and Maw, right?
Toothy Maw? I don't remember what I named it. Maw. I'll look at it. I'll open it up with you. It should be two A. You got 2A open. Men, Martians, and Machines.
Mm-hmm. All I
And
find in the T's is
I might have named it Maw. I can't remember. I'll look at it.
yeah. If it's Maw, then I'm way past it. But I have super smell
It's
and tail
Maw.
in front of me.
It's Maw.
That's why I couldn't find it.
And
I was
I don't
looking
know
for
if it's the
Toothy Maw for
right.
some reason.
Yeah. It's like a
You guys now have access.
critical
Cool.
role reference. Yeah. Creature with this enhancement can have powerful biting jaws. The following skills can be improved by a maw: grappling damage, and wrestling. The cost for improvement to these skills is 2 for every +1 bonus to the first skill, +1 for every bonus to additional skills it affects, multiplied by 2. Characters must take this proficiency and unarmed or suffer the regular penalties. Maws can be targeted at approximately -4 to hit, but the GM may change it if the maw is particularly large. In addition, characters with a maw suffer no negatives to skills that grant a bonus for not having arms.
Well, he's got 4 legs, so it's perfect.
Exactly. That's why he doesn't have arms, so it avoids the penalties for him attacking for not having arms. So that maybe Maw. I don't know. I don't know if any of the other ones are appropriate.
Well, the way I like to put a character together is first talents, then skills to match.
Go for it, but the thing is, you're going to need mutations. So
What are those categorized under?
You should do
Um,
mutations first.
they are not.
They'd be traits, wouldn't they? Mutations.
No,
Talents.
no, they are. No, they're in chapter 2A. They're
like
they are traits.
Traits.
They are traits technically.
Yeah, they're traits.
hmm
So we'll start with traits on this one. Because for a human character or a humanoid character, I usually go for those at the last, for traits at the last, because you could get a massive amount of refundage of points to where you can say, oh, well, you know, I'm going to take this trait that gives me
Yeah,
penalties, but gives me a refundage of points to where I can buy a positive trait.
most of the traits in mutation are positive.
Yeah, so no, it's a good place to start. All right, how about it?
Yeah, you guys need to have your. So go ahead and start filling it in. Maybe we'll just give them suggestions and try to knock
Well,
this
I'm
dog out.
filling it
Super
in.
smell
I
and
gave,
tail.
I gave you guys access to it for a reason, man.
No, it's your friend.
I'm
You're responsible
tired,
for it,
man.
sir.
I'm tired.
We're basically going to tell you what to do.
I'm agreeing with all of it. Do it.
Oh, good grief.
I mean, dude, seriously, I've
We'll
not
give.
been sleeping well.
Okay, go ahead and give the dog aquatic form.
Okay, aquatic form.
No.
Acidic saliva. 6 more legs.
6 legs, acidic saliva, aquatic form. In and in and in.
No, clearly not. This is why. Come on, take part.
Dude, I'm very, very tired, man. It's nuts.
I don't know, but we got to do it. I mean, if not, it's
Gotta
never
do
going to get done. You're going to go the whole season without a dog.
All right.
Even though you spent 10
Fine.
points for it.
Fine. So what's the first one that you want me to put in there? Aquatic form, right?
No, clearly not.
No,
Those
no
drugs.
aquatic form.
6 legs.
No.
Acidic butthole.
Yeah, you could, but you could actually do that, but no.
What's the one with about the maw?
Anal glands, you could have that.
There's no trait for anal glands, dude.
Actually, there is.
What did you name it?
No. Don't tell him. Okay, like for sure, maw, super smell, and tail. For sure. A must.
He's also good. I don't know if he's gonna need the racial run.
Dude, there's no maw on trait.
Oh, this is in mutations.
Exactly.
In the
Your
mutations chapter.
mutations. You haven't programmed these. You haven't programmed these in. You're gonna have to manually put them in.
What if you just write them down for now and then we could fill it out later or something? I don't know.
Actually, the mutations. Yeah, the mutations chapter is bigger than the trait chapter. He just realized all the work he's gonna have to do to put them into the character sheet. That's why he's like that. Hey, we're helping you do it right now.
And you could just put it in special cost. That's all you have to do.
Just put in a special cost.
Just type in what it is and then put in the special cost and that's it. Done.
Oh, you might want fur.
Fur, yeah.
Yeah, you could get some fur. I don't remember what kind of fur your dog has, but
Irish wolfhound.
let me look. Let's get him to the correct speed. We're gonna do that by going to.
But who says he's a fast dog? What if he's just a
Dogs
slow,
are
powerful
fast.
dog?
Dogs are
Dogs
fast.
are
period.
fast,
Mhm.
regardless.
My little dog, Milk, could outrun us. Like she could lap
Oh yeah, no
us.
problem.
Like,
But she's
like,
tiny and
absolutely
a
no
dog,
problem.
so that's different.
Big dogs can
If she was bigger,
also
she'd be faster too.
outrun you.
Yeah, you can't outrun a dog, man. Like even a Chihuahua could pace with you. One of those tiny teacup
That's why you just
bastards.
kick them.
Yeah, you have to kick them away because otherwise they will chew off your ankles.
No, yeah, I mean, I don't like to hurt an animal, but
Me neither.
I had a neighbor. I would go outside and smoke a cigarette, and every time I would go outside and smoke a cigarette, this little yipping thing would come straight at me, man. And it was always just out in the front damn lawn. It would wind up grabbing onto my pants. I'd fling it around until it released its grip and went flying through the air. Felt bad every time.
Hmm. But the thing is, even if they're small, they can still break skin, and
Yeah, and they're fast little demons.
yeah, they're fast little bastards. Yeah, it sucks.
And chihuahuas are stupid. They're like, hey, look, a 6-foot giant. I'm going to go try to kill it.
Yeah. Victor's little Chihuahua attacked me. He punched right through my pants, jumped up, hit me in the inner thigh, and poked a hole in me.
I had I think it was a Cocker Spaniel. I was walking home. It's like 2 a.m, walking back from one of my buddy's places to my house. And I hear what sounds like leaves scraping on concrete. So I turn around and look behind me, and there it is. And it just starts barking at me when I turned around. So I raised my leg and stomped as hard as I could on the sidewalk right next to its head. It started yelping like I had kicked it in the face, and it ran to its backyard. And for the subsequent times when I'd walk home, it would stay in its backyard with an open gate and bark at me from back there with terror in its eyes.
Mm.
A chihuahua would have come at me every time.
All right, so I think we're looking at extra enhanced appendage. This mutation grants an additional limb or enhanced limb in addition to instead of those.
I don't want to,
Bonuses.
dude. I got to program the sheet. There's a lot. You guys can do that. Then I'll program the sheet because I don't want to.
So you can use the option that is +1 to balance and run for 6 points, which you might want to take that a few times because it's hard to knock a dog over. You can buy a racial run squill, but the creature's torso is significantly longer, larger, or it has 2 torsos.
If you're taking it multiple times,
Um,
just label it
so
as X, however many
so
times.
so we can give it a racial run skill. Can you do racial? Can you do racial skills?
Actually, those are blue box. Those are GM only.
Are you? No, you're talking about racial attributes. I'm talking about skills.
Ooh.
You would just take the same skill twice, no? And then just
Yeah,
put
you
the
can
race
take
in there?
run. Yeah, you can take run multiple times, but does it add them up?
No.
That's another thing we gotta look at.
All right, so
That's okay. Spend the points and then put it in miscellaneous for now.
we've realized the flaws and the limitation of the programming that I've done with the sheet thus far.
Well, we
I can
haven't really messed with
see
mutations,
what
so.
it is that I can
Yeah, we have
do.
most limitations.
I can overcome these limitations. It's a lot of stuff.
Okay, I'm gonna do some research, and I'm gonna find out. It says a German Shepherd runs 30 miles per hour.
How
I think
fast does an
that's
Irish Wolfhound
fair
run?
enough. Let me see if Google has an answer for that. Uh, yep. Good. I'm not the only person who's looked it up. 40. Wow.
That's what I'm looking at. Irish Wolfhound speed with
So we got to get it up to 40 miles per hour. That means we literally need to get it to a run score. Let me remember how life works real quick.
the
Yeah,
fastest humans I think are about
30. I think we need to get it to a run skill of about 30.
Like a 30 total before roll?
Yeah.
It's going to be a lot
But
of
there's no roll on
synergies.
it, so it's 30.
There's going to be some synergies.
We could also do. I think there's an option for increasing its sprint speed. So let me look at that.
Well, sir, you've proven that the character sheet is simply not ready.
Well,
It's ready for
you haven't done
humans.
limitations. Yeah, it's ready for humans.
I've got a lot more work to do than I thought I did.
Let's see.
But I mean, for now, you could just put it in traits and then just do special costs.
Yeah. That's why I'm not doing it. It's like, the
Yuli
sheet as
actually.
is took me months, man. I'm just like,
I know, but you need. The thing is, I need you guys to go and look at the extra/enhanced dependence thing, and build the appropriate platform for a dog.
Yeah. I'll get right on that.
Extra appendage?
Yeah, extra/enhanced appendage.
Balanced tail.
No,
Specifically because it's not
Yeah, there you are.
prehensile.
there's a tail. You could straight up buy a tail.
Yeah, you can straight up buy a tail.
And then
But these are the.
There's different types of
Yeah.
tails anyways, because there's
Yeah.
prehensile and then there's balance.
There's different types of tails.
one
That's
of the
true.
tail
It's
options
in there.
is like for 6 points you could give yourself a flat modifier, and it says
So
you
he
can
could
buy it as
swim.
many times.
Aquatic body with a beaver tail. This is supernatural after all.
And you can buy it as many times
I
as the
need to
GM
build a dog.
allows.
6 legs, acidic saliva with a big flat beaver tail with a prehensile claw at the end.
No, it's a dog.
Not anymore.
Build the dog. Dogs are already wonderful. You don't need to mess them all up.
Oh man, I'm already tired to begin with, and this is just making me more tired because holy crap, I've got a lot of work to do on this.
All right, we're gonna have to change the subject because you're gonna have to do that later because you're not.
I'm not happy with any of it.
You're too out there to focus on that right now. So let's just go with something else.
I can't focus on anything right now.
Well, you when you start BSing and shooting the breeze, you come alive.
Well, I can focus in the short term and make smart ass comments.
Yeah, when can't you, right? Check it out. Check it out. You know what this is?
What am I looking at?
This is the reason that I haven't finished your commission yet, sir. Because I was waiting for this.
Oh, that's the draw small, make big.
Yeah. So there's a little device in there that you stick on and clamp on the table, and then it's got some pokey bits here.
Mm-hmm.
This one have a pencil in it? Yeah. And then you stick it in the table and you traced your drawing with this one, and it makes your drawing over there on the other side.
That's
it
pretty
fooled
cool.
me because you've got it set on even.
Very cool.
You have to change the center pin.
What? No. So
It's-
it would
it's-
be from down here, where you clamp it to the table,
Oh,
and then that goes off and traces what you do on this side.
doesn't it have
That's pretty cool.
Doesn't it have a pin that you change, or is it just where you put the pen in? And
No. So you can change the implements here for the ones that you're tracing, and over here's a pencil at the very edge.
It's
But it
not
also
all the-
it has marks where
all
where
the
it tells
holes
you
are where
what scale you're drawing
where
to.
you would
That's
put
pretty cool.
you would put to trace, and it would draw the repeat for you.
Yeah, so it changes the scale depending on where you put the pins. Which I've never used one of these things, but I'm excited to do it. Coming soon, guys. So. Yeah, totally want to. I just love little art stuff like that. Gets my art throw on using new devices to make stuff.
It gives you an art on.
I was trying to find a way to phrase it and I couldn't, and you came up. You did it for me. Really, I don't know if you're gonna have to make Sean's dog for him, because I'm just like, I'll just keep punishing you. Screw you, like you don't get a friend.
I'll do it next time.
The dog needs to be made
Maybe.
so we could use them already.
This was the halfway point for the season. You haven't used it, man.
I'll do it when I start getting more sleep.
But that
I'll
could
do it
be
later,
anytime.
Mom. Yeah. Do it later.
2033. When I start getting more sleep.
Yeah. I think you better muscle through it. So Zeke, what do you think of that trait though? Is anything good there for him?
Well, I stopped
copy?
looking. 'Cause
Okay,
I thought we
that's
were
fine.
giving up.
We are kind of giving up. I was hoping to get it done because I wanted you to have a little edge in the next episode. But hey, you know what? Maybe we'll never make it to the end of the season. It's all good. So, and then it would have been a waste to make the dog, right?
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry. Don't worry. I've already decided that if by Wednesday this sleeping thing doesn't clear up, I'm just pushing forward on everything, because I've been trying to spend a lot of time trying to take naps and it's not working. I've been trying to take it easy. It's not working. Who cares? So what my plan now is, on Wednesday, I'm just going to start pushing through this crap. Start coding on the sheet again, because I haven't done that in a couple of weeks.
Well, you know,
I'm just gonna text Yuli and say, "Hey, Yuli, are you doing anything at work, man? Like, are you?
I'm not getting on calls at work, man. Sorry.
Huh?
I'm not getting on calls at work. Or do you need me to do something on the
not a call
computer?
call. I'm gonna be like, text message. Hey, man, is this good for dog?
Oh yeah, I can help with that.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at this here, and yeah, I did update the trait sheet. I was worried I didn't, but it's here. The whole trait sheet is complete.
So I just need to update the trait sheet,
Oh, wait.
because I thought I updated the trait sheet.
No, I'm in the wrong place. The
Oh.
traits are done. It's mutations I was looking for. And
Mutations, a subsection of traits, so I need to add that.
And that looks like my Alt, yes. So I will up that for you soon, sir. You'll have that this week. Um, yeah, that's my bad.
So,
Hey man, that chapter actually took me months.
it's a lot of work, dude. And
It's a lot of work.
as much work that you're putting in to update and rewrite, and as much work, no, I'm going to actually limit to that. As much work as you are putting in to update and rewrite is as much work as I'm putting into this sheet. Up until the
Mhm.
point where you started updating and rewriting, man, all the previous work you put into building the system, that is way more work than this sheet is, dude. But everything that you've been doing recently, that's about equivalent, man, to where
Mm.
it's like, oh crap, that doesn't work. Oh
Yeah,
crap.
well, I mean, there was mutations. I mean, they worked, but they were just so boring. Um, like the new extra head rule, so awesome. I tried to use it on you guys in the Hydra fight when
Hmm.
we did the Renaissance campaign, but then you
Yeah, but we
smoked the fucking
clobbered that
Hydra
thing.
so fast. I was so pissed. I was like, no, I finally get to roll the consensus skill for the multi-headed
We
thing.
had Keens on our side, man. Plus, we realized
Yeah,
it was a
yeah,
Hydra.
yeah. I
We
was
also
so
realized it was a Hydra.
no, it's because the word I was trying not to because he's new, right? He's
Yeah.
played like what 20 years ago, more than that, 30 years ago. I didn't want to encourage metagaming, and I didn't want to throw him off, so I was being cautious with my words. And he's like, "You attack the body," and I was like, "Damn, that sucks." Um, you guys were supposed to struggle with the head, and then look the way I wrote it, and I don't ever go back on the way I wrote it, right? Because that's if you guys outsmart me, my bad. If I didn't write it right,
I'm gonna be off camera
um,
for a second, but I'm still on the call.
okay. So I
Julie's
had
gotta smell his feet to make sure that they still smell like feet.
I had to stick
Yes.
with it, right? And Kane's just smoked my freaking Hydra. Um, I mean, now that he's not new, I won't be so soft on y'all, but we did have a
It was
blast.
nice to have another player, man. It really was.
Hmm.
It increased the dynamic. Just a lot more fun.
Well, he nailed it with the.
Plus I got to
But
play a character that was more true to my heart.
yeah, I made that character especially for you. He was an
Yeah.
old man, a crotchety old man who had a bunch of weird knowledge that nobody else had held on, and it was just like, this is perfect for Luke. That's what Shane
Yes,
thought.
we're here to look for something.
Sometimes, sometimes the GM knows better what you'll have fun playing than what you could come up with, because um, that way your character is sure to fit in the world, assuming he's not just being a jerk. He makes the character like he makes, assuming he's not an asshole, and he's like makes a campaign where the whole thing is you hunt goblins, and then gives you absolutely no skills that would help you in that pursuit. Like assuming that's not happening. Sometimes the GM knows better how to make a character for you, especially when you've been playing for guys for a while. What do you guys think about pre-made characters versus making your own?
Love them. I
Yeah.
love them. It's actually one of my most favorite things to do.
I would prefer to make my own character, but I don't really have any gripes about making pre-mades, or I'm sorry, playing pre-mades.
I'm glad that you guys gave the exact opposite answer, because I'm fence sitter on this one. I'm right in the middle, so we actually got all three views. I love the challenge of picking up a character I know nothing about, but the process of making a character and thinking the whole thing up is like very, very rewarding for me as well, and I don't actually have a preference on it. That being said, what did you think about the characters that I made for the Renaissance campaign?
I had fun, man. I mean, I like getting a character and playing it. It's like the director coming up to you and saying, "Here, this is your character. Read the
And
background. Know what your character would do. This is your limitations. These are your strengths. Play it as
and
you will otherwise."
and you were allowed to put your own flair on it. Like, you know, it wasn't
I
like,
think the I think that's a perfectly fine question that the good doctor just asked. I say you should answer it, my good man.
yeah. You put your own thing on it, right? It wasn't like so limiting that you couldn't get creative on it.
It was uh Dr. Murder. Yeah, that's right. And it fit perfectly with like Renaissance Mord, you know?
Lord.
That's like an old-timey name.
Dr.
But that was a joke to myself. My character was really called Dr. Murder.
Lord.
Yeah. Mord is
That
murder
was a
in
blast.
Danish.
Is it?
Yeah. I
Oh,
got
so
it
you
straight off
decided
the
to be
internet. Yeah,
Danish?
I was just like, murder, mayhem, and I just started googling stuff. I was like, Mord. Oh, that's a good name, Doctor
I've done
Mord.
that. I've gotten ever so slightly more accepting of naming conventions as I've gone on because, like I said, when this bastard decided to name himself Walter Cronkite, I was just like furious,
Fantastic.
furious, furious, furious. But
Oliver
I've
North.
but I've loosened up on it. I mean, I had a character named Blaze, and all it means is wolf, and he was a werewolf.
Yeah,
I don't remember what language Blaze is werewolf
yeah.
or wolf in,
There's
but
there should be nothing wrong with like double meaning words. I mean,
well, sometimes you just sometimes you just need to go with the obvious name. It's like
Doctor what?
Doctor what, that's my favorite insult, and I've only gotten to use it once. Um, I was hanging out with Victor, and he's like, "Dude, like, you're a smart guy. Why do you have so
Major
much trouble?"
disappointment. Major
Yeah,
disappointment.
it's like, why do I? No, he's general disappointment. Um,
General disappointment.
so when he was playing in the Judge Dredd campaign, I was just like, dude, you're a smart guy. Why are your tactics so balls? Like, why do you make all these horrible decisions? It's like, well, exactly how bad are my decisions? Like, dude, it's like you're playing Doctor What in his retardus.
But still considering when building a character for yourself, man, it's pretty good when you're trying to put something together and you might know a bit about the campaign, so you're thinking to yourself, what's going to be valuable to me? How can I make a well generalized character, or should I go really specific? But even in that, when you're putting in your talents and you're putting in your skills, those have nothing to do with your traits. Your traits are how you play your character. So it's like if you want to play whatever you want to play, you take the appropriate traits. That way you get the bonuses for those, because it's going to limit the way you play it if you're playing a real character, and then you always put your own spin on it, man, and give the character a bit more personality. That's more than an accent, you know. I
Even it is
decided
like
I
you,
decided for no reason that the Renaissance characters I was playing was always just kind of somehow suspicious. It's because when you asked me, do you tell them what the quest is about? I was like, no. So yeah,
that's right away. See, I built it in that way because I wanted to
yeah.
give you the option. Like you,
And they were like, so what's this quest about? Things? You'll
yeah.
be
And at the
amply
end,
you'll be amply
and
compensated.
but you saw how I had levels for you to like levels of knowledge that you would let them into, and at the end you were just like, I let them in on the whole thing.
No, I
It
had
was,
to, man. I had to because it went above the pay grade. It was like they're not going to stick around
oh
for this.
man, I wish you guys. So look, Sean saved you guys brutally, because the whole idea was for you to get captured and go and then have to fight your way out of the castle.
Oh, not Sean.
And that would have ruined everything. No, 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 yeah,
No,
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 no, no.
not Sean. You're
The
talking
other
about.
op, no, no, not Sean
Yeah, you
Remington,
said.
Sean Kane, Sneak.
Oh, oh,
So Sneak saved you guys really, really. He came in, he really saved your asses. The other option is it literally says on my sheet, if they go back to town, they talk to the old woman. If they pursue the Einhorn, if you pursued Einhorn, you would have met up with a noble who would have been your in to the castle.
ah! But I pull out the rings.
But you pulled out the ring, which was not intended to be used that way. But Kane's opened his mouth and he's like, "What about that ring we had?" And I was just like, "Ooh, that's part of his order." Fuck. And I was just like, "Roll for it. We'll see what happens." And you guys just like waltz your way in and made the whole campaign easy mode.
I'd have to
'Cause
watch that over again, but I remember
you guys were
I had a little bit of grape juice in me, but I remember saying, "I take that
you guys
ring,
let me in.
let me in."
Something like that. And I was just like, man, I can't believe how screwed I am. Why'd I give him that ring? I didn't think about it, which was great. To me, that was a huge reward. You know, I'm love my paradoxes, so when you screw me over, like I'm super happy about it. I believe that GMs should be both adversarial and complimentary to characters at the same time, right? So it was
I agree.
beautiful, absolute beautiful moment.
I agree. Like when we were doing the Resident Evil campaign, and you finally solved the hexagon, and you were like, "Ah, there's extra pieces." When you solved it, I was like, "Yes, they solved it." And when I was
Yeah.
killing you guys so hard with that one puzzle, and you guys were just dying over and every 30 minutes, trying it again and dying, and I was like, "Well, I gave him plenty of luck points for it, you know." And I'm like, "Oh, why can't they solve it? There's 6 of them, and I solved this in 20 minutes, and they're just."
Yeah, that's the balance. If you don't challenge your characters, they're gonna get bored. So you have to be their enemy. But you
Well, I
want to
wanted
see
you
them
guys.
succeed because these are your friends. Like,
I wanted you guys to succeed. And when Mike finally turned the computer to me and said, "Ah, I got it," I was like, "Oh, you survived." And then you were like, "No, no." And Mike was like,
I
"No,
couldn't do
no,
it.
I
Couldn't do
cheated.
it.
I
I
threw it
couldn't
in
do it.
paint and turned all the squares white." And I was like, "All right, well, you still outsmarted me. So let's say that you guys solved the
That would
puzzle."
have been great. We could have metagamed it and been like, you know what, give me a break code road or something, you know? Like it turned out fine. Yeah, that was an amazing campaign either way. Um but yeah, you guys were supposed to get crushed, absolutely demolished by that dragon I had ready for you. He was ready to smoke you guys bad. I thought we were just like epic ending for the campaign. You're all dead. one shot. That's what I had planned. But you guys, that's why I was so like, oh, here he is
Let me
in
in.
his bedroom in the keep without armor. That was your reward for outsmarting me. See, I don't punish you guys for outsmarting me. You get rewards, you know, like, and when you're suffering and you can't figure it out and you're being dumb, you get punished. But there's both sides. It's fair. When you outsmart me, it's like, here's your reward. Here he is without armor.
Yeah.
That would have been a much tougher fight. That guy was no joke. In his armor, he was no joke. Without his armor, kind of turned into a joke. And you
Let
didn't
me
have to fight the
in.
dragon, so huge reward for outsmarting me, you know?
All I had versus that dragon was hitting it with Hyzer poison and just dying.
So let's go to that question. Let's go to that question. Since you're what do you do? It happens. Just so you know, everybody out there, everybody who sees this, it's usually 3, 4, 5, sometimes more players against one, you're gonna outsmart your GM. As a GM, what do you do when your players outsmart you?
You guys have never outsmarted me. Except for with that one hole in the floor with
Except
all
for
the
that one hole where
zombies.
you were super pissed. So we know what you do. You take away all the items that we were supposed to get.
Oh no. Oh no.
Which is fine actually, because it
I
balances the
didn't
campaign.
I did the only what you wound up doing with that was locking doors behind you, and you locked your own. Oh yeah, I just let it happen as it happened, man.
Mm-mm-mm. I think we were supposed to get a bunch of ammo after that stuff to balance it out, but you took it away. That's what I remember you saying back in the day. Which is fine, because we didn't
Oh no,
went out to
no,
use
I
them.
was. You're right. You're right. I was trying to balance the campaign. There was a lot more ammo strewn throughout the entirety of the mansion, and had you not done that, I mean,
Yeah,
dude,
well, I mean, we took out your biggest fight, so what do we need all
yeah,
the
you
ammo for
guys would have
anyway?
been like so overpowered that it would have just destroyed
No,
everything.
it would
So
have ruined it would have ruined the survival horror aesthetic. So you
yeah,
were
there would
right
have
to
been
do it.
no challenge. It would have turned action where you guys are just blasting everything
You
with
were
infinite ammo,
you
and it's
were
like there's just
absolutely right to do that.
yeah, there it
Absolutely.
turns it from fun to just you guys are just running through the dungeon. Okay, there's another guy there. Yeah, yeah, he's dead.
Ammo
Okay, you go in and oh yeah, he's dead. And yeah,
ammo management was part of the campaign.
Mhm.
We were like, it would have sucked without that because we were just like, oh man, I rolled 2 damage on this shot. Oh man, I rolled 5 damage on this shot.
you guys
Oh
did
man, it's like, why isn't this bullet killing this guy? And we're like
but you guys did bust a
trying
puzzle
to.
that I had put together where the painting of the room
Uh,
was, and you opened the wall. You got all the extra luck points. You got extra guns, extra ammo. I did not take that away. I
mhm.
had to compensate for. I was like, okay, they should have probably wasted about this much out. You guys were seriously at an advantage because you solved that one puzzle, but I had to alter it because I was just like, they're just way too overpowered with all. It changes it, like I said,
Yeah.
from
Well,
survival
and
Well,
horror
we
to
were
action.
we were like I take aim, I one shot because I want to kill this guy with one shot because the ammo management is part of the intensity of what made it like gave you that anxious energy, you know.
but my wrestling
Sorry.
character saved you a few rounds.
Mhm.
Oh man, yeah, no, that was something else that I did not compensate for because I didn't think about what a wrestling character would do. And when you made one and you were smashing zombies up against walls,
Yep.
instead of using ammo, I was like, they're saving ammo. I cannot say, okay, now I'm going to compensate for that. Nope. I had to let that be.
But I would
And
have just as easy just made another character if you were like, nah, dude, like you're like
no,
a what are they called? You're
I'm
an
very
umbrella
lenient
agent. You
with,
gotta make an
I'm
umbrella
very,
agent. I would be like, cool, yeah,
now I'm
no
very
biggie.
lenient with that when I say make a
Another
character
umbrella
however
agent.
you want to make a character, make a character however you want to make a character. Mostly I did that for Abe because I know Abe wanted to make Pistolero again,
Mhm.
and
And
he
he
was
did.
having fun with it until he jumped on a desk again like
If he
Pistolero.
hadn't been such a coward, we would have beat Helicopter and Mike. Man, we would have aced you guys. I took
Yeah,
you
yeah,
down.
but
I,
Umbrella was the winners.
if we were using the because we had a light version of the flamethrower in that game. If we were using the real flamethrower, I would have you guys would have been crispy barbecue chicken right away.
Yeah.
I was going by the rules, man. I was going
No,
by
no,
the
no.
rules.
You did fine because the flamethrower in the game is not that powerful, so it was appropriate. But if it was the flamethrower in this game, like a real life flamethrower, which emulates a real life flamethrower with napalm, it's like, oh, it touched me. Oh, I'm on fire. I run for my life. Everything's over. Like that would have just been done with you guys. I would have aced both of them.
Well, you guys had
So
incendiary grenades, so I don't think you guys had a flamethrower, but I could be
no,
wrong.
I had a flamethrower. I had a
Yeah.
Yeah,
flamethrower.
it's
And he was
been,
using the
we,
boss's dead body as cover. I remember that fight.
dude, you
Hmm.
guys, we straight
I
played that
got you. I
campaign.
got you. But Raimi brought you back.
We
Yeah.
played that campaign 12 years ago.
Well, you need to make a new one. Is what I'm saying.
Oh, okay.
And this time, no. See,
Resident
we're
Evil,
saying Remember, I forgot last time, but the Resident Evil 1 was only Jill or Chris.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So
No,
this
for
time
sure.
we make. You know what? I could even use an old version of my old character. I could make Max again, Maximilian Summerford, and it could be a prequel. And
Well,
then
the
you
thing
could
is,
be whoever you want.
the thing
And
is,
we're like, we're the Stars agents.
the thing is
Star
this.
agents. That's what I was trying to think of. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The thing
But
is
this
this.
time it's in a mall.
Ba
No,
ba.
the thing is this, man. The thing is this.
Huge.
What what we played back in 2010 there,
Like Dead Rising, Resident Evil
2009,
Plus.
we played Resident Evil 47. So if we play again, we're playing Resident Evil 48.
Resident Evil with
Well, dude,
cyberpunk elements? What?
even yeah, that'd be great. That dungeon crawl, so good. You did perfect. Like
Oh, I love it.
even though I hate puzzles and I say
crawl.
don't put puzzles in front of your characters, guys. Don't put puzzles in front of your
I
players
put
because
every puzzle.
they will fail.
I put every puzzle right in front of you. I gave you pieces that I was like, you find this piece, you find this piece.
They will
Now
fail.
you tie a hat and boomerang.
There's a reason that modern video games is like you come up to a door that's locked and closed and you can't get in there. Above it is a red circle, a green square, and a blue triangle. And then you go out and you find the red circle, the green square, and the blue triangle. You're like, oh, I figured out the puzzle. I'm so smart. There's a reason video games are like that. Like puzzles are not easy for people to get through.
But I went
You're
through.
either good at them or you're not.
I designed.
It's
I
not.
designed a lot of my own
That's how it
puzzles
is.
for that game.
You
'Cause I was
know,
like,
if you played modern video games, you know a lot of puzzles are exactly what I described.
that's why I
Yeah.
like Zelda, dude. Even those little 3-block puzzles where you could block yourself out. You have to move this one, then this one, then this one. And they would expand to where you have to slide them across ice to land on certain blocks and stuff. Those are pretty good puzzles, man. Those are kind of fun. They're kind of weak compared to the puzzles that I like, and that's why when I was doing that dungeon crawl, man, I made the whole mansion map and blocked it out, and I would uncover room by room.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, don't pay attention to the numbers because the numbers are for my reference.
Which is
Because
fantastic. We need to get
you
we
jump
need to get a
from
dungeon map going for that.
yeah you jump from room 6 to room 43, and it's like, yeah, it has nothing to do with anything except for I look up in my notes and be like room 43. And it's like, in here, these
Next week,
items-
guys, can we say we're gonna get together and figure out this battle map situation so we can have a battle map for guys next week?
Mm-hmm.
Can we decide that that's happening for sure?
No, I don't
Sure,
think I
why
need
not?
to be there for that.
Huh?
I don't think I need to be there for that.
I don't know. I don't
No,
even know.
when we were working on it earlier, man, I pretty much did nothing except for confirm or deny Echo.
Yeah, well, we'll figure it out. You might need. I don't know. Just in case. Just
I'll be there.
for-
I could be there. I could be there.
All right. So next week, guys, announcement. See, we're always working on stuff here. We almost had it for you this week. So close, but there was some feedback with some. Wasn't able to figure out the sound part of it. You know, you solve one problem, you create another one. That's the way it's been working.
Not if you solve the problems correctly.
No, well,
I've never done that in my life.
yeah, exactly. That's what we're doing. But next week, battle map.
Battle
Hopefully, I'll create something where it'll kind of feature the battle map. I don't have little like obstacles to put around first, but I think I'm gonna do like some basic cubes.
Hexagons.
Yeah, I know, but I'm gonna do cubes for like a couch-shaped cube and a
Yeah,
crate-shaped
Hexagon.
cube.
fighting next to a car. I get on the car,
Hexagon-shaped
stuff like that.
Yeah, so I can
Hexagon-shaped
have little things to put around the map to kind of give you a
Cover
sense of the area.
bonuses and whatnots, and
Yeah,
Hexagon-shaped car, hexagon-shaped couch,
That's right,
hexagon
right.
walls.
It, you know, you guys probably benefit the most out of the theater of mind thing, but what you're asking me to do is trade one for the other. Like, when you have it in front of you, it's easier to visualize, and you feel like you are better equipped to make decisions.
Mhm.
When you roll with it, and you guys are actually pretty good at doing this, it's like, hey, is there any of this around? Can I get some cover somewhere? You guys are pretty good at doing that, and when it's a reasonable thing like that, and usually those are very reasonable things to ask for, I'm just like, yeah, why wouldn't there be? So you kind of create, you put into place, you affect the world as you ask for those things,
Mhm.
simply
Well,
by good role playing.
it's like
When we start using the battle map, that's gone.
true, but it's also like today's.
But not necessarily. Because it's like, hey, I look to the left instead of the right. It's like, oh, you see a car. I climb on it.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah, I'm already doing like 10 hours for per episode prep. It's like,
No.
if I don't put
That's
it
what little
in,
cubes are for. Just random blank little cubes.
that's why I'm going to throw some cubes in. But the point is,
Sometimes
if I
there's
don't do
also
the
no
work,
cubes. It's like when we were in the field with all the traps. If somebody said, "Hey, I want some cover," it's like, yes, you have 10% cover of your feet because of the flowers.
those had, yeah, those had, it was amazing. Those had specific activation conditions, and you guys just like went straight into all of them. I'm very, very proud of myself for this episode. I think it was the best episode yet.
I
And
think it
I'm
was. Yeah, it was. I mean, no, it was
For
one of
us,
those.
Hey,
it was
well,
punishing.
well,
We
if Luke
survived.
wasn't, if Luke hadn't poo pooed all over my Lost Boys episode, it's like, well, I can't do any of that. I can't do artistic license anymore. This guy's just gonna diarrhea all over my awesome episode
It was
that
too
I thought
funny,
was
man.
super cool.
So you
It
threw
was.
It's
to
like,
Nam?
I guess I gotta do original stuff where these guys can't screw me over anymore. I can't stop you from metagame. You're like, I look in the beach for that. Well, dude, you were the whole point was you were supposed to change the movie and make the real version of it, not just like I look at the beach for anybody hanging out at a bonfire because I know where I was supposed now. It's like, oh, great, I can't do that anymore. Take away my fun. Take away my fun. How do you like Vietnam, huh? How do you like the Viet Cong? How do you like that stuff? Huh?
I didn't like it. I didn't like it one bit.
No, you didn't like it, did you? Maybe next time I bring up a Lost Boys episode, you guys just let it slide and cut me some slack here.
Hey, don't
Nope.
be yelling at me like that. That's all.
No, don't worry about it. I know it's
No.
Luke that ruined it. Luke ruined it for you. Maybe you should get on his butt about it. Tell him what's up.
I'll do it again.
Yeah, see?
That's like
See?
trying to tell a snail not to crawl, dude.
See? Now, you guys got to remember things that happen in Supernatural. The Wizard of Oz book is real. They did a Scooby-Doo episode. They did a Kill Bill episode. Like, this is in line. I'm trying to keep the spirit of the show, right? It's like,
Wouldn't they have
they did
knowledge
stuff
of
like
those
this.
things?
so when I do a Lost Boys episode and Lost Boys hasn't come out yet, it was like perfect, 87. It hasn't come out yet. You guys were supposed to be the real story of it, and instead you're just, I'm gonna look for some guys hanging out at a bonfire at the beach because I saw this movie. It's like, okay, fine, gloves are off.
Funny.
Welcome to the Viet Cong.
funny. I mean, it was worth it, man. I mean,
It was worth it. There you go.
no, I must say,
That's what you said.
as brutal as it was, we did survive. It was ultra hard mode, and it was demoralizing to where I was about to just burn everything and kill everyone. But in the end, like a lot of these video games say, when they say easy, you'll run through the game like nothing. Medium, you'll get some challenges and some rewards. Hard, you'll get more rewards and it will be difficult. Ultra hard, the greatest things come to those who face the greatest challenges.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys pulled it off.
Oh, I didn't
I
pull
wasn't-
any.
I wasn't planning on taking your luck point, but
Had to be.
yeah, it had to be. And it said like you guys did go, you guys lived through the worst the worst universe. Like did everything in an order that where you guys had almost no help whatsoever. Still pulled it off. Still pulled it off. Um, like so, obviously you've seen that I'm going to set a variety of challenges for you, and the variety in this one was the order that you took things off. There was an order that was super favorable, but it's just like I want to see the greenhouse. That would have been optimal.
Hmm.
And then you could have gone. You could have gone through an order. I'm not going to look at my notes, but
No, well,
you
I
could have
mean,
gone through an order where it was on easy mode. But it
it's like
was total
it,
random.
it's like when
Yes.
we investigated the other one, the other campaign, not the other episode. We investigated it just right. We kept hitting good rolls, and our investigation
Yeah,
was
you
just
guys smashed through the
18.
Beverly Hills Cop episode, which was Beverly Hills Stop, and a little bit of daycare mixed in there. You guys smashed through it so hard. I was just like, oh boy. And despite that, this episode is actually comparable. I would say it was just a tiny bit harder if you had chosen the correct order. It would have
A
only
little bit of
been,
randomness.
yeah, would have been random. So,
It's like
so
a roll of the die, man. You roll the 1d4. Do you go to area
exactly.
1, 2, 3, or 4? And we chose 1, 2, 3, 4. Had we gone order 4, 2, 3, 1, it would have been way better for us.
Yep, yep. You guys like I risked it. I risked it. I really did risk it. It was like it is possible for them to smash through this investigation like the last one. But I'm not gonna change it because one time of something changing and happening that way isn't enough for me to be like everything has to change now. It's like no, it happened like you guys got rewarded on that other one. You guys got punished on this one. It was ever so slightly harder, really. That
Would this title work? Viet Cong on the farm.
Vietcong on the farm. Um, yeah, why not? That'll be what it
The
is. Yeah.
con farm.
Well, it shouldn't say like Kong on the farm because it's like what's you don't want people being like what's Kong? Monkeys? Big monkey?
It's just no CONG Kong.
1964.
It's CONG.
1969.
So it could be Kong on the farm.
Kong. Yeah, CONG.
Kong on. Do you want me to?
Donkey Kong.
Did you want me to?
Yeah,
change
do
the
it.
titles.
Yeah, do it.
Oh, that's something for after. Yuli sleepy.
Kong on
Everybody's
the farm.
tired this week, huh?
Dude,
Man,
I'm trying to get my energy up, dude.
I have
Those
not been
6
sleeping
hours.
right. I've not been sleeping right. It's
Those
starting
6
to
hours are
hurt.
brutal. Those 6
Have
hours.
you
are brutal.
have you ever been so sleepy that it starts to hurt?
yeah.
Mm,
So like you're
I've
like
been
a
all
little
kinds of
sore all
sleepy.
day.
No, I'm like, if you yawn just right, it's like this. Oh, I almost fell asleep, but it felt dizzy and weird and kind of this, almost like a when you get punched in the head really hard. It's just like, oh, I didn't like that. That's how I've been
No.
feeling for the past damn 2 weeks. I don't like that.
So I'm kind of like interested. I'm wondering if it would be. I think it would be really fun because Yuli doesn't like hard campaigns, but I think it would be really fun if Yuli ran a hard campaign. I don't think we're gonna get to it. I'm really interested in. But okay,
Hector,
so two things.
Hector, we're gonna get to it, man. The thing
Two,
is,
no, we
this
will, we
stream-
will,
Yeah, this stream is.
but not immediately. Not to where I want to tell the people who are
Oh,
watching.
okay. Yeah. For sure.
Because I really am interested in this AVP double up thing. That sounds like a lot of fun. And now
Oh
I'm
man,
leaning
I
towards
gotta
that.
fix. I gotta unlock my Steam account, man.
Yeah,
This is
figure
in the
that out.
future. This is in the future.
Yeah, this is in the future. We still got a lot of time.
Yeah.
But the double up AVP thing sounds like so much fun.
To role play
So
and then play the game, that'd be cool.
yeah, it sounds like mega fun, mega fun. And that new movie that came out, Prey, oh, that was good.
It was good.
I think that's the second best Predator movie to ever come out. Even better than Predator 2, which I love Predator 2. I love Predator 1 obviously the most, but 2 I think was amazing. People don't appreciate it as much as it should be. Um, I think it might have been better than Predator 2. The more time that I've had since I've watched both movies, I think I enjoy Prey more than Predator 2. Um, but that would be an awesome thing to do. So that might be coming next. Maybe. We still got a lot of time to think about it, so we're not sure.
Yeah.
But because you said you didn't like hard campaigns, I wonder if you would like to run, challenge you to run an extra hard campaign.
I mean, I could. Just bring out my inner evil and There's a guy attacking you, what do you do? I shoot him in the face, you missed! Ah, I did 500 damage, you're dead!
Yeah, but okay, so here's the thing. Just to let you know, the Predator that you guys fought today, I mean, he really wrecked you guys, but he was the same level as the boy with the sledgehammer. He was not more powerful. He was less powerful.
The only thing he did was traps.
But the boy with the boy with the sledgehammer, we didn't know we were fighting, so he just wrecked us because we didn't know, we weren't aware of any countermeasures. So the boy with the sledgehammer was just going to town on us because we're like, we don't know how to fight a ghost.
Yeah, so you guys actually did
at the end when we figured it out.
Yeah,
throwing chains.
You guys did pretty good.
Using a frying pan.
Yeah, and then the word cursed kept getting stuck in my head, like cursed. So it was like a witch or something. And
yeah, that was supposed to throw you off.
I was honestly thinking, like, damn, dude, we're gonna have to like go to Viet Cong to break this curse because the witch is probably over there.
It was supposed to throw you off.
It did. Totally did.
You guys aren't. You should be used to that by now. I'm gonna mislead you, like.
Yeah.
But there was something I needed to go back to. Damn, it was important. I forgot. It was something I said at the beginning of the episode. And now I'm just like.
All right, let's sit here and wait. I figured it out.
Oh yeah, thanks, bro. That's really good. That's what everyone wants to see. Thanks, man.
Well, to answer your question from beginning of the stream, I enjoyed playing the Doctor. Once I looked more carefully at his sheet, because initially, like, when I looked at it, I was like, I would never build this character, like, ever. But then once I started reading all the talents and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, he's got like his own niche. And then once I fell into that, then it was pretty fun.
It was awesome, right?
Yeah, it was really fun.
And I've so been wanting to play play a character like that. I made a long time ago the opposite of that character. And he's super amazing and just like, I really want somebody to play it.
Yeah, I still really want to make my Dream Warrior. He's gonna take like epilepsy, panics and danger.
Dream Warrior.
Yeah, for sure. It's gonna be great. He's gonna be like, and then pass out, and then the the Dream Warrior takes over and.
Yeah. So you know, guys, that's easily accomplished in this system.
Yeah.
Other games, it's like there's no rules for it. You got to like reskin somebody else. Like, it's so easy to do in this system.
That's
Dream Warrior is easy because I'm basically building 2 characters. That's it.
Yeah. Easy peasy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually one of the things about the heavy metal system. When you look at the way the rules are built, I've said it before, I'll say it again. It's like the Unreal Engine or something. If you're going to base a video game on a system of physics, a system of reality, to where you can make your own game rather than here's the system of reality already founded, and then you're playing Zelda or you're playing Dungeons and Dragons. Or you're playing something like there's this one really great this dude that I talked to online. He was talking about this vampire game. I forgot the name of it already. It was a video game. It's a TTRPG. Is
Masquerade.
yeah, that's the one, man. That's the one. It's actually, from what I was looking into it, it's really, really well done,
And just
but
so you
it is
know, it's one of
so
my favorite.
narrow. You can
It is
only play Masquerade with it. You cannot build your
so
own
so.
campaign.
Just so you know, because I'm well familiar with it. That's part of White Wolf. White Wolf does my absolute favorite TTRPG other than my own. There's a reason I play my own over theirs, but if I had to play another one, I would choose theirs. It is amazing,
It's
but
well balanced.
it's part of a
A whole
it is
world.
everything's. You don't have enough praise for White Wolf, guys. Just like honest reviews over here. Even though I want you to buy my game, it's not out yet. So in the meantime, buy White Wolf. Um,
Does some good stuff.
Masquerade, Vampire the Masquerade, Werewolf, Mage. There's another one, like I can't remember exactly what it's called.
But still, the
But
thing is, no.
their system is awesome. The one problem I had with it is that combat takes super long,
Well,
super long.
the other thing is, you're not going to be able to
Um,
put together. You're not going to be able to put together
I
a
no, but I love it.
preternatural
You're
campaign.
you.
Yeah,
Yeah. You
yeah.
couldn't, you couldn't, you
It's
couldn't do it.
not campaign
Um,
agnostic, man. It's still narrow in the way the rules work.
it's super good. They
For
got so much lore, though. So much.
Oh no,
I'm not
it's
gonna talk trash
excellent.
about them.
It's
They're so good.
excellent. It's excellent. You can't trash it. The only thing you can say is it has its focus. It's like you're playing Zelda, you're playing Harry Potter, but it's specific to this, to
It's
where these
so
are
good.
the
So
rules
good.
for this, rather than
Let
here are
me
the rules for
let me
everything that
sneak
you can
around.
mold to your desire.
Yeah. It doesn't have everything. You have to literally buy like 4 different systems to have a complete world in it, right? As opposed to one. Um,
Even not considering 4 books, we're still looking at.
no.
You'd be
It's not four
surprised.
books. It's 4 sets of books.
Well, even that,
Um,
even
it's
that.
the
I'm still
core. It's
looking.
the core rule book, and then the book for each clan,
Yeah,
and then
and
another core rule
I'm
book,
still
and the.
looking. I'm still just looking at how it's very specific to
So
what
this
it's
is my
doing. It's like
character Blaze
if
from
you were
my
playing
werewolf campaign.
a Harry Potter
This
game.
is Blaze, which means wolf in like some weird Nordic
Well, turn that around
thing.
again, man.
This is
The
okay. Let me
front and
turn.
back of
Hold on.
them.
So this is Blaze.
Let me see the back of them.
As you can see, he's ripped,
All right, not bad, not bad.
and because I love werewolf, this is him in his wolf form there.
Rawr.
Gnarl, gnarl.
Dude, he's
That's
huge.
right there. Yeah, he's huge because the is I can't remember if it's called Garo. He's since he's already a big guy, he's a huge dude. He
It's like
turns into an
proportionate,
extra.
right?
Yeah, he turns into an extra big
Nice.
wolf form. So that's my character from
Hexagon base.
yeah, from the werewolf campaign. Yeah, he's got the hexagon. Hexagons
Nice.
are bestagons. Dude, the that system is super elegant. It's super great. It's really really nice. Everything's super great, but it's for like patient people because once you get into combat, forget about it.
But like I was saying,
And I enjoy it. So
yeah.
like,
No, I mean,
but it's
dude,
not.
I've never played it. I was just reading about it and reading into the rules, looking at it, and looking at the video games that have been done at it, and I'm looking
Mhm.
at it like, well, this is fine and good. It's got a lot of lore. It's got a lot of excellent balance to the
The
rules.
lore is so good.
It's got a lot of excellent
Look at my
on it.
werewolf butt.
The only thing is, Wile E. Coyote.
It's my werewolf butt.
But the only thing is, I'm looking at them like, say you wanted to do a Harry Potter campaign.
Hmm.
I'm sure there's some system out there already where all the rules for everything in Harry Potter are done, but you wouldn't be able
They're
to
not. By the
take.
way, if you want to do a collaboration Harry Potter campaign, what's your name? J.K. Rowling or something like that?
I think that's right.
Hit me up. I'll write that for you up in a couple weeks, and you can have a role playing system for Harry Potter, just in
I
case.
wonder if there. I've never looked into that. I've never been a big Harry Potter fan
Me
personally.
neither. I haven't read a single book.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I'm the worst
I
person to
haven't.
do this.
I haven't seen a single
I retract
movie.
everything I said. Not really.
I haven't. I haven't seen a single movie either. But I'm pretty sure there's. I know there's video games out there, so
Everything
there's
I know about
probably.
Harry Potter is from The Office. That when you go to jail, you got the tormentors.
Well, there's
I don't know.
probably just like there's a video game for it. There's probably a role playing system for it. But that
Maybe.
role playing system is going to be very specific to the Harry Potter world. You're not going to be
Hmm.
able to take the Harry Potter world and the rule system for it and make a cyberpunk campaign. You're not going to be able to take the
Right.
system for
Doesn't.
the for D&D and make a Harry Potter campaign. You can kind
I
of get
don't.
close, but
I don't blame people for doing this, but everybody tries to take D&D and form it into their own thing, and it's the
it's a
worst
system
system.
everybody knows.
It's the worst system for that.
It's a system everybody knows, but it's built to be classic Dungeons
Yeah,
and Dragons. And if you want to
but
play a dwarf, an elf, and a barbarian, and a mage, and a paladin, and you want to go slay dragons and
then
run
it's a
through
perfect system
dungeons,
for that.
it is perfect. It is beautiful. There is nothing wrong with it. Try to
Yeah,
adapt any of these systems to anything else, and they
no.
stumble. You cannot turn the Harry Potter campaign system into the Dungeons and Dragons world, and you cannot vice versa. That's why I'm just
It,
tooting the heavy metal horn and saying this thing does everything.
yeah, I mean, we've never failed to capture the essence of another world. And like you were saying, people. Well, to what you were saying, a lot of people because they only know that D&D exists, they play D&D and they try to adapt it to their own vision, and it's so clunky and weird, and it's just like it's like, dude, take that helmet off. Like you're riding a scooter right now. Like, what are you doing? Like, it's just it feels so weird trying to adapt. And I did the same thing because I didn't even realize how many other games existed when I first started playing. Um, and it was an absolute. Well, it's just like, oh, these rules really have deep limitations where they're
But at the
like
same
rules
time,
built on tradition instead of necessity.
though, those rules they do have the same depth into the necessity for its own system, to where it's specifically built
Yeah,
for this.
in its own
You
system it works.
cannot do anything else with it. You can do this, but not anything
If
else.
you want to play a game where nonstop stupidity happens, and
Well,
no
then
matter how serious you're trying to be.
join us every Monday.
No, but the thing is, like, um, even if you're level 20, your proficiency bonus is something like +8, which means that even at the highest level, only 1/3 of your ability to succeed at something is based on your actual character. 2/3 of that entirely are based on luck. This gives a chance for a level 1 character to kind of screw over a level 20 character, which is
Yeah.
the
No,
spirit of the system. It's fine,
but there's a
but it
beauty
doesn't.
you can.
It but that so okay, that happens. But the thing is, it makes the levels mean nothing, and the levels are so hard to achieve. The levels are so hard to achieve, and they mean almost nothing. Chance is
Not
just
if you
such a
cheat.
huge part of the game. Once you think
Not
like,
if you
oh,
cheat.
oh, obviously,
Just
but
cheat.
it makes you think like maybe the decisions are a good part of the game. Maybe I'm supposed to be making decisions that change and alter the way this
Rule
works.
number
They
one
took that all out. They took that
Rule
all out.
number one in the Dungeon Master's Guide is says to adapt your game to your players and to
I don't think it
um
says that.
so no that was like D&D
No,
original.
old D&D says, be careful before you change anything. Fully understand all the rules before you dare, because you will unbalance your game. I remember reading the Dungeon Master's Guide. Yeah. You will ruin everything if you change anything about these books.
think it was
No.
like Advanced Dungeons and Dragons. That was something on the order of to change appropriate to your characters. Like if you got a monster, you can make it weaker so that they can fight it if they're not.
I don't
Or
know
you,
if it said that
yeah,
in advance, but I played third edition a lot, and it literally said, "Beware before you change a single thing about this game." Like, no, they just roll with it. That's the worst advice you could possibly
yeah.
give in a Dungeon Master's Guide.
You gotta adapt. You gotta make it an appropriate challenge. If
Look at that,
you,
got a laser. I
oh
was gonna
man,
use.
I had a brutal
I remember.
laser.
I need to get that from you because this is just like I got it with my glasses, and it shows that the laser doesn't go through my glasses because it's blue block. Anyway,
I just had a brutal laser. I don't have it anymore. I don't know where it went, but I got it from this website. Took like a while to get here because it came from the other side of the planet. And the thing could burn stuff, man, at like 5 feet away. It
I
was
remember.
brutal. I loved that thing. It was just too fun.
Yuli, how often have you had to change things on the fly?
Mm, not a lot. Really, just depends.
No. I feel like that's kind of like a benefit of having good players, or just like
Mm.
you can expect them to do
Mm.
things, and
Hector,
everybody's having good fun.
stop tooting your horn and mine at the same time.
I said players. This isn't a
Yeah,
Dutch rudder,
and
man.
pretty much every time Yuli's done the
It's
campaign,
a double
well,
Dutch rudder.
yeah, because I'm like every time I remember Yuli running a campaign, but then again, I wasn't there for the ones that he ran when I was not there. It's just always been you, me, and Yuli, and Yuli had well this whole group here, us three. Man, we never have problems as far as that goes.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
mean, we do make bad decisions, man. Sean went and just like murdered a whole punk band.
Yeah, and you guys aced Twinkle too pretty bad. You could have
Yeah,
saved it.
he was a jerk.
We didn't figure out it was a possession, so.
No, which is fine. I'm
Oops.
not writing your asses about that one. He
No,
was
but I mean,
definitely trying to kill you. He was just possessed.
sometimes even your best role players aren't going to make the best strategy decisions, and sometimes your best strategists in your campaigns are not going to make the best strategy decisions. But one thing that you don't have to worry about is good role players not playing their roles.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
For sure. For sure. Um, what do you think about the duality of that? Like, um, I feel like players shouldn't worry about being predictable. As long if it's different if your GM's a dick, but
Yeah, no, we play
if
with a
that
dick DM
if
all the
that's
time.
if that's the case, you should find another table. I was about to say. Um, so
Oh, that's just true.
so if that's the case, you should find another table if your GM's really a dick. Um,
Yeah, but a dick DM,
but you shouldn't be worried about it because I mean more than likely your GM has some cool stuff planned for you. And
yeah, and if he's
you
being especially tough, man, it's there's also do you like super hard mode game or do you just want to walk through this world without a challenge?
yeah, I mean you're gonna get bored quick. I don't want that. I don't want that. I feel like I want to win every time, but I want to feel like I earned it, right?
Mhm.
Exactly.
Those are the best victories.
Oh, yeah. I definitely, if I stomp all over something, it was just like
Fun.
my first character was like that. My very first character that I ever made for D&D, any role playing thing, it was D&D Advance, and um, my my dungeon master just wasn't good enough to keep up with me, and I kept like I didn't realize I was doing it at the time, but I was being forceful and being like, "What do you mean that doesn't work that way?" I was trying to
You were
explore the
bullying your
world.
GM. Yes.
Yeah, I was definitely bullying my GM, but I wasn't trying to bully. I'm a bully, so I wasn't trying to bully him. It just came out naturally. I was trying to find out more about the world he'd presented. And he's like, "What do you mean it doesn't work this way? What do you mean I can't do this? What do you mean I can't?" And so he would cave and just let me walk all over him. And I got away with everything. Um, and it was super super fun for me. I've been addicted ever since. But um, do I want to do that again? No, I think I had more fun bullying my GM than I actually had playing the game. Um, which I said was inadvertent. Um, you guys do it to me all the time. Sometimes there's a lot to write. There's a lot to do. So when you guys ask like, "Hey, is there any of this around?" Every time you say that, I try to give you a reason why there's not. It's like you
Mhm.
don't. Sometimes flat out, I know the answer. It's just like, no, none of that is around, and there's a reason behind it. But when you say that and I don't have a reason behind it, I'm just like, yeah, it's like like I'm gonna write every detail, every rag, every cigarette butt,
Nah, forget
Yeah,
that,
you
man.
can't.
that's insane, right?
Yeah, if
That's
you're not really
madness.
sure, you
So
could just be like, roll for it.
roll,
Yeah.
roll, yeah,
We'll say
yeah,
if you hit this, it's there. If not, it's not.
yeah. So that's why I prefer theater of mind stuff because it's just like I feel like I get more interplay with my characters, with my players. Um, and
Hector, I remember when we first started playing, man, together. This is like 25 years ago, and we are playing Dungeons and Dragons. We had the books. We were using
Mhm.
that systems before you started on your epic quest to create this system, and you were not very good, man. You're
No,
like,
no,
all right.
no. I struggled. I
So
struggled.
the four of you have grown up in the same town together, and you've known each other like 10
That's my
years,
favorite trope. I always use that. Always.
and and so what do you do?
Yeah, yeah.
And we're
It
always like,
wasn't open-ended nonsense like that. I have
what do
absolutely
we
nothing for you because I'm just like,
what do we
I
do?
can't wait. I can't wait until they go here and do that. And it's like, why would you do that if I gave you no reason? It's
I was like, dude, you got to have something like a Mad King or something. There's some sort of thing that's driving us somewhere. But you know, this is one of the things.
I had this idea that was just like you could do anything, like run off and be wild and do your own thing. It was a dumb idea.
Well, no, well, there's also the
Um,
thing of as it
but
is
I was young. I wasn't
when
always as good as I am now.
no, it's the same thing about writing stories about GMing. You're going to get better as time goes on.
Mhm.
You're going to learn how to balance your campaigns. You're going to learn how to give an adequate challenge. You're going to learn to sometimes just let your characters be heroes.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, my very first campaign. I mean, it sucked. It was just like couldn't put anything together. Didn't know what I was doing. Definitely, I remember a bunch of stuff going nowhere. Just no idea how to put it together. And it sucks because it's like I would say take the cheesy advice. The cheesier the advice, the better. It's not about like, oh, that sounds so uncreative or like, oh, that sounds so played out. It's like it's not it's not what you do, it's how you do it. Um take the super cheesy advice. Just go along with it. Just do it. And it's the same meal, it's the same plate, it's the same plate of rice you always have, but how you spice it up is going to make a world of difference. And because this is a game where your imagination is so key, letting characters imagine their own thing off of what you're doing is like the best results. Fear of the dark, nyctophobia. Um, what that really is a fear of the unknown. All the things that could be in the dark is what's actually scaring you. Your own imagination going on. That's what you want to play off of. That's what you want to do. You don't want to like force feed stuff. Try to get you only have so much output you can put that people are going to respond to, and just take it easy and do it right. Be simple about it. Do a little thing here, a little thing there. Get it together.
Yuli,
Fine. You'll be fine.
Yuli, how much work did you smoke today?
How much work? What are you talking about?
It looks like you've been working 8 hours today, man.
No, I'm just tired. Been at this like 5 hours. That's all.
Yeah, I was tired.
That explains why I'm so tired.
Well, I was super tired. I worked past it.
And you've been
You gotta
drinking
truck
apple
onto
juice.
dude, I didn't even start drinking until the after show. I didn't drink till the regular show.
Drinking apple juice.
To the Preternatural. Yeah, I didn't drink apple juice until the after show.
I started drinking grape juice immediately.
You know what? Let's go ahead and call it. You guys are tired. We're almost there.
Yuli looks
Guys-
pretty tired. I'm feeling a little more
Thank you.
energetic. But-
Luke, let's get together. Let's make your dog friend character, right?
I refuse.
We're also gonna get together and figure out the battle camp for you guys this week.
I refuse.
Maybe we
Don't-
could do it on Sunday, and just have like a mock call.
Sure, why not? That sounds great. Thank you guys for joining us. Please remember to follow, like, subscribe. You gotta turn on your notifications, share. Please share. Do all the things. This does go up right now on Twitch and YouTube. You can catch all the old episodes of Preternatural on YouTube right now.
I was
Catch up with the story so far. Look at these guys all beat, and then I totally ground them into the dirt. This episode was fantastic for me. This has been the Preternatural After Show. Don't forget to hit me up tomorrow, where I'm going to continue drawing on this table.
I shall troll
for
him.
my draw with me. Come over, troll me. Be the thumbtack on my chair. If you,
I'll be the
absolutely
thumbtack
must.
shoved through the underside of your chair, so you keep sitting on it and say, "What the hell?" You get up and you feel around, and you're like, "I can't see anything." You sit on it, and you're like, "Ah!"
Yeah, it's you're too good at it.
You can see how much Hector loves that.
I do every once in a while throw in a stream here and there, which isn't on Monday or Tuesday, and you can catch the rest on YouTube soon.
One of these
We're gonna
days,
have some,
Hector, one of these days, I'm going to find hundreds of dollars in the street. I'm going to pay you to draw Mr. P and John Rainbow.
I don't even know who Mr. P is. I'm so lost. I know what John Rainbow is, but I don't like it either.
Mr. P is Mr. T, but with P.
Okay.
Thanks for joining. Thanks for joining us, guys. Thank you so much. Please like, share, subscribe, especially share, guys. Help us out. We got some great stuff coming for you.
Hit us up on Instagram at Heavy Metal 2023. You could find all the links to this guy's stuff there, and yeah, all comments are welcome.
Please don't forget, I'm taking commissions. You want some art done? Yes, I'm pricey. Yes, I'm worth it.
Get to draw Mr. P.
Get me to draw Mr. P if you really, really want to. But I'm going to charge extra for that, I feel. Luke, do you have anywhere for us to go and check out?
Yeah, there's Reddit. It's got right now, unfortunately, just posts of the YouTube releases, and I haven't been able to post anything in a while. I'm banned
Again.
Again. That's how Reddit goes. We'll see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining us.
Okay. I don't know if this is gonna work, but bye everybody.
Cockwork.